There's a view again. There it is, beautiful view. Where's our shrine? There it is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, I'm just looking out the window because, man, just out there's the edge of my area. See where all the trees and everything are? How it ends around over there? Past the shrine, past that White House thing. That one. Past that. Wow, man, that is so nice. Past there, see, past all of that. All that area, past all of that, the trees type area, and down around, and then over, where is it? Can you see? Oh, here it is. Hang on, it's over here. See that spire? Over there, that's the edge of my area. I can't see any further out, but yeah. That's Pilarco there, that ACO thing. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm sort of almost on the edge of my area because Maribyrnong City Council kept billing me for stopping in my own place of nativity. And one of the cases has been struck out by the magistrate. The other one I need to take to the Supreme Court because it's of the public interest. But I'm so tired and I hardly get anything done. But anyway, twice I've been debanked, once by Commonwealth Bank of Australia and once by Westpac because I had no money. And that was 2017 and a bit after that for Westpac. Now the Commonwealth Bank one I had since I was 9 years old. It was a dolomite and it turned into a streamline. And I had it there and they closed it because I had no money. Westpac I opened because I thought, well, it'll be good to have something, right? And Centrelink, because at the time I'd been through quite some traumas and I was in on Centrelink. I was also working as a school teacher and I was sort of living on about $700 a fortnight. And so when I worked, it cancelled out the Centrelink, of course, as you expect. But with all the troubles at the YWCA public housing, social housing, what they call it now, because it's not public housing, it's not ours anymore. We don't have any. They caused me so much trouble, I lost all my work. And so I was stuck on $740 a fortnight and being abused by, I'll call them anti-whites because they were prostitutes and all different things like those transvestite, transformer whatevers, you know, the things we're not allowed to talk about. And they constantly abused people like myself trying to work and get by. And it just wasn't a psychologically well place to be at these places. They don't help. Like North Melbourne, I put in to an emergency place to Unison in Footscray. As you know, Maribyrnong is mainly my area, but I also am in Hobson's Bay and a little bit of Yarra, a little bit of, this one and that one. Down into Moonee Ponds a little bit, and so they're not the ones I'm most familiar with. I'm most familiar with Melbourne, Hobson's Bay, and Maribyrnong, but I do go in a little bit into Brimbank and those other two I mentioned. So, it's not like we're stuck where we're born, but I know my area as well, and to be honest, those 2 times being debanked was degrading, but I couldn't save money because I was kept getting impacted by these people. Now, I know I'm excusing saying, you know, I couldn't because of. But this is the reality. When I went into the Maribyrnong to Unison, which was in Maribyrnong area, they offered me either a rooming house, which was the same thing, or this building in North Melbourne that you stay for 12 weeks and they continually help you to get a rental property. Now, okay, I was sleeping in my sedan for over 6 months by myself. I only found a couple of areas where I could actually stop and sleep overnight. One was two of them, actually I found 4 places that I went. One was not safe, and that was Williamstown Beach, where people attacked my car and egged my flag, and my whole car, in the middle of the night when everything was quiet. And so I didn't stay there anymore. I do go there, but I don't stay there overnight. And this is what people do. They ruin our Commonwealth and make it unsafe for us to be around. And yes, we should have a house with security and everything, but we should also be safe in our own streets. These are our streets. It's our country. And this undermining of our country, of our Commonwealth and all of our Western values it's harming our people. It's genocide and apartheid when it's to do with a certain angelised race. And so this North Melbourne place offered me to go and stay there for 12 weeks. I think it was 12 weeks. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was 12 weeks. You got a limit of 12 weeks. You get a case manager, there's security. It's all, you know, you do share everything. You have a bedroom, and I think it's like a bathroom, like a mini bathroom ensuite type thing. And the rest is sort of shared. And they had no parking. And so I said, right, well, so you have no parking. Where do you expect me to put my sedan? I said, well, they said they don't consider that, like they don't cater to that at all, and that if we wanted to have our car there, we would have to park in the street. And it's all in that particular area. It's North Melbourne. It's quite busy. In the whole area, it's all council operated parking, and it's all 4-hour limits. And I said, how do you expect to help me if all I have to do is keep running after my sedan and moving it all the time and finding places to park it and then walking back? How do you expect to assist me in that 12 weeks? And you know, they didn't have an answer. And all they did was they said, well, so do you want the help or not? And it's like, you don't understand. I'm already in argument with Maribyrnong City Council on this exact topic. And you expect me to also cater to the one in North Melbourne. I'm not sure exactly which council that is. But you want me to go straight out of debating in the courts with Maribyrnong City Council to do another council? Because that's what's going to happen. I'm going to ask permission. It's going to be the same scenario. I ask permission to stop there because I'm homeless and I'm sick and I have disabilities. And they're going to find me, and then I'm going to say to them, take it to court. It's going to go to court. It's going to be me found as guilty again, and then I have to take to Supreme Court. And they said, well, we don't have parking. The parking's all council. So does that mean you don't really want help? So I had to decline assistance. There's supposed to be my divine right on my own land to get that assistance. And no, you know what I'm saying? So think that through. That's like, you know, I said, so why can't you just help me? Why can't you just help me anyway? Like, I can sleep in my car and you can help me. Oh, no, we don't do that. So they don't do that. They don't do the other, but they're okay to let you have all these legal, law problems. Problems at law that is created by basically invaders over our territory. And no one bats an eyelid of that. Do you see anyone stopping and thinking, you know what, I'm going to actively do something about this. Like, if this was a united, if this was all one thing, see all those cars down there? Look how many. They're all going somewhere. There's people rowing on the river. There's people everywhere. Look at all the cars. There's people every fucking where. People all over the place, driving up and down. You can see them, look, everywhere. See? There's lots of people here. There's 25 million people in this, or 27 now, I think it is. 7 million in this city, in this area, in the Greater Melbourne. 7 million, 2 million of which are imports. And I have to somehow do all this by myself. And I'll give you another example. Someone from the church said, yeah, you can go. I'm not going to mention which one. They'll know if they know who I am. She said, well, you can stay on my couch for a little bit till you sort of sort things out. And I said, okay. And it went on for about 3 weeks where, like, you don't go straight. Like, I've got CPTSD and I'm not excusing because it's just as hard for anybody. But you don't go straight from sleeping in your car after being drugged out in hospital by certified drug dealers. And then suddenly you go into someone's lounge and suddenly, hey, there's the helicopter for today. Can you see him? I don't know if you can see him. I can't see him in my video. Too small in my video. But he's up in the clouds. Wait, where is he? Here he is. A helicopter again. Get him focus. No, he won't focus. Anyway, he's going around that. He's gone too far. I can't catch him. He's gone over. There he is. Yeah. So this person who had offered me to stay at their place, she was so excited that her non-white husband was coming back and she wanted to have sex with him. Too busy saying that and saying to me, hurry up, you've got to get moving, got to go, you got to this, you got to... I mean, she's on a schedule. And yeah, there is some measure of urgency, but like at the same time, I'm trying to battle a court case. I'm trying to get a place to stay more securely. And I'm trying to tell the university I want to come and study at Vic Uni. Victoria University is so anti-white. They're committing apartheid every breath they take. All of the universities are doing that now because they hate us. They hate a people based on our nature of our birth. And so I got a place at Victoria University, not that time, but I said, look, I just got so tired of her saying, come on, hurry up, you've got to do this. She thinks individual people can do these things on our own while she's helping non-whites that are destroying our country into this country. She's helping them come into our country and she can't be fucked helping her own people that are here. I mean, it blows my mind. It really does. And so instead of staying at her place over summer, this was January, February time, wasn't, 22. And so I just said, you know what? You're going to keep bothering me. The more you bother me, the worse it gets. And I'm just going to leave now. So I just left. I just packed my stuff back into my car. I didn't have a lot, so that was all right. Most of my stuff is in a storage unit still. And I just said, I just went and stayed down at Williamstown Beach. Altona, there's a couple of places, there's different places you can go down to. I mean, in the height of summer, there was people around Williamstown, so it was all right. But it wasn't always all right. It wasn't always safe down there. Because you've got nons and you've got white people who they're so comfortable in their little anti-white ways that they just abuse their own people. It's fucking ludicrous. Anyway, so it's people expect us to do it all on our own, and white people mostly, they expect white people to do it all on their own. Everybody else is getting support from their race and from their people. They stick together. And when I walk around and see homeless people in this city, I would say 90% are white people, Westernkind, Aussie type white people, not other types. Yeah, so about 90% I would see, yep. The other percent are black. I don't mean to label them as black, but I don't know what backgrounds they are. They're definitely not Asian, and they're definitely not Indian, for example, and they're definitely not Aboriginals, right? Because Aboriginals get priority on everything, because that's the apartheid that we are in and the genocide against our people. And I keep saying the same thing. It's genocide against our people, against the UN treaties that they're using to self-determine the Aboriginals over everybody else. Nobody's going to protect the Aboriginals because nobody gives a shit about them. I mean, we do, overly so. But no other race cares about them. None of them. None of the other peoples on this land give two shits about that. They don't care which flag they go under. They don't care what's happening to our people and what they are doing to our people. Taking our home, taking our land. All the empty homes in Footscray, they go to Asians and Indians and Africans, all of them. There's not that many Aboriginals, really. So then they also preference to those three groups that I mentioned, because there's no Aboriginals, so they don't have to put the Aboriginal first. And in any case, the true Aborigine are not in Melbourne. There might be a handful, but the majority are not in Melbourne, not anywhere near Melbourne or Sydney for that matter. I love how they lie about that. Like, there's this woman claiming to be Aboriginal. She's completely white with blue eyes and all. You can see she's not. You can see it with your own eyes, but as soon as some Aboriginal says, yep, she's Aboriginal, bang, she's an Aboriginal. I mean, talk about white flight into being something that you're not. There's so many of them that are doing that. The three at the Shrine of Remembrance on Armistice Day, one of them had a little bit of a browner complexion, but the other two were white. They're not Aboriginal. They might have some little bit, like their little toe is Aboriginal. But the problem with mixing race is that you get this where they're not one or the other, but they're claiming to be. Because they're trying to name their race as Aboriginal, but it's actually Aborigine that is the race. And the Aboriginal is the mixed race. That's why they don't give a shit about the Aborigine. Nobody's giving anything to Aborigine. They're all giving it to Aboriginal. They're two different things. Two different groups entirely. Now they show all these pictures of the black Aboriginals, the dark fellas. They're the Aborigine. They're the purebloods. They are the purebloods. They are supposed to be protected as a people. These Aboriginals, they're just stealing. They're stealing from all of us. And guess what's going to happen? They're going to get so mixed that nobody stands for them. It's going to be totally opposite of what they think, because they're not standing under the blessing of Almighty God. That blessing of Almighty God's our protection. They joined us. The Aborigine joined us. See, the Aborigine race joined the white fella race. That's how it is, all right? And now the Aboriginals, they're claiming every damn thing, renaming everything, white erasing us. Not because they own the names and the places and all that, just because they're self-determining over top of us. And we have to self-determine so that we don't get crushed. It's time. It's time. And you know, I was talking about being debanked. So let's go back to that. Right, so the first 2 times was because I had no money whatsoever. I had nothing. Okay, I suffered a great big problem and I didn't recover right away because I was alone. And I've been alone for a long time, most of my life, just alone. And I asked family, can you help me? I need a place to live. And they've all said no. And I went to stay at one family member and they're too busy. I don't even know if I want to put this online, but anyway, they're too busy breaking the law by wanting me to pay in cash without a receipt. I said, no, I justify everything I spend. Everything I buy or all incoming, everything is all noted in paper form. So you give me a receipt or I don't pay that. Because whenever you receive money out of me, you give me a piece of paper to say you received it. And they didn't want to do that. They didn't want me they didn't want me to give them bank, they didn't want to give me bank details. They didn't want me to give it to them. Oh, you can buy the shopping. I'm like, no, I'll pay what I'm due to pay. And I can't eat your food anyway. So you including food in my payment isn't helpful for me. You'll kill me eventually. Right? Nobody believes me about that until I went to hospital, couldn't eat for 6 months and then went to hospital. I couldn't eat or drink at all. I couldn't drink water because I have to have a very specific diet of my people. Read Leviticus. Go to the proper diet of our people. You'll see. Ruminant animals. Fish. Sparingly other things. Do you understand? You haven't looked at the Leviticus if you don't know that. So we're supposed to protect cattle, sheep, fish. We're supposed to protect all that because everything that they give you, pork, shrimp, those are bottom feeders. We're not supposed to eat them. They're poisonous. They're toxic. Why the fuck are they the most popular things to have? Oh, because Asians eat them. Or because everyone else eats them. We are not supposed to eat them. Go look it up. They're bottom feeders. We eat ruminants, which are sheep, cattle, those elks and things overseas. They got different animals in the US. I'm talking about my people. So that didn't work out good. And when I tried to get assistance, it was because I had a room to stay, so therefore I couldn't have help. So I was going to go and sleep out on the street, but I couldn't get help. And that's the thing, and that's how it works. And I stayed in my car for 6 months without help. My sedan. So I never laid down flat for 6 months. Except I went to, in July, I think I went to, mid-July. I went up to somewhere in the country and stayed there a night, and then I came back to Melbourne and stayed in a hotel for, I think it was 3 nights. That's all I could afford. And then I was back to my car because my car was at the repair shop. It had broken down. So, my insurance came in August and I came to the Grand in August. And that's it. I've been staying here, using up my disablement. And I've had people rip me off. I've had $55,000 taken. $55,000. It's not a small amount. That could keep me alive for a bit longer, don't you think? You know what I'm saying? But if I was to stay in this position, I need $125,000 for a year just to stay here and nothing else. That's how much it costs to be here. So I'm doing these projects and I'm still on the debanking thing. So I've invested in these projects. 2 I started and 1 took my money. And I thought, well, okay, that was dumb, right? I don't, they took the money, right? Do something else. I went to someone I have trusted for quite a lot of years, and I went to him, his, like a presentation thing they do, advertising these different projects. I got on there, I bought quite a number of them, because they're all educational ones to learn about structuring to start up and make sure you stay in that structure the whole, from start to end, start the right way, basically. And one to listen to, learn about what's crypto, what is it, because I've got no fucking clue. That's a hot thing at the moment. Considering your banks are going to CBDCs, you're going to need to know something about trading and crypto, that type of thing, because the CBDC is the same thing. You're going to end up in a digital slavery, and crypto's like halfway there. It's halfway there, so yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. I don't know. Anyway, I bought one that's to help me learn how to make books, how to write books. One's to learn how to come out of your shell and advertise yourself. One's about Shopify, to learn how to set up a Shopify, and I've just got to change my ABN and my business name to the ABN, and then put it back on, and then go through Shopify. So there's that. And yeah, so basically all of my things are sort of, I'm trying to think, there was a couple more. Oh, there's one about a product, that's this health product. That's this, LifeWave. See a little patch? It's got little things inside it, but they don't come, it's got little nano things or something